Every Wednesday from 2 p.m.
You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares, so go downtown.
94.1 FM, 3WBC is inviting you to join us
every Wednesday from 2 p.m.
for Downtown,
Every Wednesday from 2 p.m.
a program of podcasts, guest interviews, competitions, music and fun. So we hope you can be with us
Every Wednesday from 2 p.m.
for Downtown.
You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares, so go downtown.
Every Wednesday from 2 p.m.
You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares, so go downtown.
94.1 FM, 3WBC is inviting you to join us
every Wednesday.
Entertaining us for the last 2 hours.
Welcome to 3WBC 94.1 FM Downtown with Pim's podcast interview, music and sports. And once again, it gives me a great pleasure in introducing our armchair couch reporter, sports analyst, Adam Holden. Hi, Adam.
How are you, Jerry? As you can see in my background here,
Yes.
I've left the United States and now I'm down in Curacao, down in
How
the
do you spell
Caribbean.
that? How do you spell
Yeah.
Curacao?
Curao, isn't it? Is that
Oh,
right?
right. Okay, fine. Whatever. I had to test you there on the fly. So today being Tuesday, the 22nd, and tomorrow the 23rd, Wednesday the 23rd, or is it today? No, today's 23rd, tomorrow's 24.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of games that we're going to talk about. You go first. What have you got on in your report, couch reporter?
Well, it's been a long week. There's a lot of games that I've watched that I've totally forgotten about. That's how many I've watched.
And we said there's 104 games, so you've got a long to think about.
Yeah, there's probably too many games. I reckon there's kind of a couple of.
There's never enough games.
Well, there's a couple of games that probably, if they lessen the teams, we'd be getting better quality games. There's a couple of blowouts that probably don't deserve to be in the World Cup. But anyway, I regress. So let's get on to one game I want to talk about is Paraguay against Turkey.
Right.
And this was played, I can't remember the other day. But anyway, probably 3 days ago. And we had the first ever red card as a Paraguay player, got a red card for covering his mouth.
Oh, right, I saw
Because
that.
they brought in a new rule of kind of dissent or they don't want players abusing or racially abusing other players from the opposition on the field and
Right.
getting away with it by covering their mouths.
Right, okay.
And so
it's
I
all about
think-
lip reading.
Yeah, well, that's where I assume people would find out what he's saying.
Right.
And so the old habit is to cover the mouth so that way they can't see that.
Right.
But I think VAR kind of discovered it and notified the referee. He went over and had a look and he come racing back on the field and
Yep.
walked up to him and gave him the red card. So
That was the very first ever red
well,
card.
I don't know if it was the first
covering your
ever, but I
mouth.
think it was the first one at the World Cup because the rules have only just been brought in.
Right, okay,
So,
right. So
yeah.
there's precedence.
Yeah,
Right.
well, there is now, yeah. So the next game I want to talk about was Netherlands versus Sweden.
Right.
So in the first round of games, Sweden looked sensational. They had a 5-1 win when they dominated their opposition in that game. And no, I said, gee, look out, they're looking fantastic. But they
Right.
come up against the Netherlands, and the Netherlands just killed them. All right, sorry, the score in the first game, I can't remember it, but the score in this one, Netherlands dominated Sweden 5-1. So,
Right.
of course, Netherlands are my team, my pick to win the tournament,
Yeah, you
and
did say that.
they're still carrying along with good form. So they've won their first 2 games.
We've got
And
a
of
lot
course,
of games
Netherlands,
to go.
well, they've got one more round game to go, the first stage,
Yep.
before we hit the elimination games.
Yeah.
But of course, the Netherlands have never won the World Cup. They've been in the final game 3 times and lost all 3.
Yeah.
So, but I liked this time they didn't go with their all orange. They had on, I think, some navy blue or black shorts just to break up the orange this time, Jerry.
I did see that. Yes, I did see
Yep.
that.
Also in the third round, we had Japan beat Tunisia 4-0, and they're my dark horses to win the World Cup, Japan. And of
Right.
course, the Netherlands and Japan played in the first round had with a 2-all draw.
I'm writing this down. I'm going to have you to account. Go
Okay,
on.
so now let's talk about the FIFA turning soccer game, which is normally of two halves, into four quarters
Right. Yes, I know.
with
Yes.
their hydration breaks.
Right. Okay. Which kicks in about 20 minutes.
I think it's at the 24-minute mark. They
Right.
normally stop the game whenever there's a stoppage, and the two groups go over and get their drink bottles. But you never actually see that on camera though,
Right.
because it's about a bit of a money grab by FIFA
All right. There we go.
to
Yes.
put on commercials during the game.
Selling more pies during that break. How long is the break? Tomato
Well, I don't
sauce,
know,
hot
but
dog, peanuts.
I saw footage yesterday of an actual TV official down on the sideline
Right.
telling the referees when it was okay to start the game
It's all
again.
timing. Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
technical. It's
But
really
the
technical
game
stuff.
the game is played, it's two 45-minute
Yes,
halves, is it not?
correct. Yes.
With extra time added on.
Right. Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
but yeah, this hydration stuff, they play at indoor stadiums. Why do they need to stop and take a hydration break halfway through?
Well, I think when Australia was playing US, it was so hot. And I
It
think
was. Well,
even if,
I don't have a problem with it then,
yeah.
but it shouldn't be for every game because not every
Well,
game's played in hot temperatures
well,
over there.
sometimes you have to neutralize right across the platform. I was just going to say, adding to your theory of more money-making sessions
Hmm.
with that World Cup and marketing and advertising, I just want to go on the point that during that break, right, there is a lot of tactical information that's been swapped between coach and the players. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's again, the game's two 45-minute halves.
Yes,
And that's not normally a situation where a manager, I know the Americans like to call them the head coach, but
yes,
they're traditionally called the manager of the team, aren't they?
right.
Um, and they wouldn't have access to that amount of time to therefore change some tactics, which could alter the game.
Well, I just very strongly feel that during that break, there's a lot of changes or you're uplifting because it's like running on the ground and saying, "Hey Mo, move a little bit to the left. Hey Mo, move a little bit to the right." So there's
Yeah.
a lot of feedback. And anyway, that's my point, and I think that's different. That's something tactically that's been changed. Anyway, let's go. What else?
Okay. So let's we also had Iran played again. They played in a nil or draw against Belgium.
Right, that's not.
Um,
Yep, that's okay.
it's not, but again, they're playing through a difficult situation where they have to get back on the plane after the game and go back to their training base in Mexico. They come up, I think, the day before. So for a nil or draw against Belgium, that's actually a pretty good result for them.
Right, yes,
Now
exactly.
let's talk about the big game. I know that
Yes,
we've been looking forward to for a while. We had Egypt
yes.
in their 3-1 win against New Zealand. And of
I know.
course, this is their first ever win at the World Cup. And how many years have they been trying for, Jerry?
Oh, I think some stats been saying 90 years on
92, I think some of them would say,
92. So
when the
yeah,
Pharaohs were playing back then.
yeah. I think the Pharaohs were well, the Pharaohs. Well, the Pharaohs I think played for 5,000 plus years. But
Yeah,
anyway,
and of course, you've jumped on their bandwagon since they've won this game too.
as I always do, 94.1 Egypt Australia radio show, and the acronym is called EARS. Don't you just,
Is
yeah, it's Egypt Australia radio show. And that's why.
Okay.
Anyway, so I cover both, and tonight is downtown because downtown is really a suburb in the inner city of Cairo in Egypt. But
Okay. But what can you tell us about the game?
well, can I
About
just
this
say,
3-1 win?
at a glance, right, Finn Sermon heads New Zealand into the first half lead, right, from New Zealand, right? Then Mustafa, Zico, baby. So Mustafa kicks in the equaliser after a break. Um, and then you got Salah who comes in as well. Absolutely Tare or Tresket heads home third from Salah corner to seat first class win. Anyway, it is remarkable. So can I just say, I'm just going to have a bit of a read here from BBC Sports journalist Chris McKenna, who says Mohamed Salah scored one goal and created another as Egypt came from behind to beat New Zealand and secure the first ever World Cup win. Just a couple of points. I'm not being too harsh on the Egyptian, the Pharaohs, but I watched the Australia America game where
Okay.
when the Americans were playing from their back road, the from the behind, and they were like tapping the goals back and forth, and everybody was saying, why don't they attack? So the Egyptians against New Zealand played exactly the same tactics, where they played the ball for a very long time. They sort of moved the ball on the back line several times and then finally worked out. And what was also interesting, I don't think Salah played at his 100%. I think he played
Who's this
maybe
Mo Salah?
yeah, Mo Salah or Mohamed Salah.
Yeah.
I really believe that Mo was only about at maybe 30% of his capacity. I don't know why. I'm not part of the inner sanctum to understand why he wasn't at his best. He might have been troubled, personal issues. I don't really know. But he did place a goal that was very nice. He had several attempts, but I think he, for some reason, wasn't playing his ever best.
Okay.
So that was the other thing. The goalie, the Egyptian goalie, did a fantastic job. I think he was just jumping in the air, saving a lot of goals. Yeah, and like congratulations for the Pharaohs. And I think all around the world, everybody was happy for them.
Can I just say a 30% Mo Salah is probably 100% better than most of the other players?
Well, thank you. He would take that as a credit, but I was listening also to the presenters and the speakers and while the camera was focused on what New Zealand was doing, attacking the Egyptian goals, the host covering the program was totally focused on where Mo Salah was positioned on the ground. And there was like running comment. Oh, he's moved a little bit to the left. He's moved a little bit to the right. He's moved a little bit back. And everybody was focusing on where he was standing.
Yeah.
So I think everybody, maybe he was advised to play at his 30%. Anyway.
Okay.
But
Well, he's as I
and
said
look-
last week, he's
Yeah.
my favourite player at the moment,
yeah,
going around, even though he did used to play for Liverpool.
yeah.
But yeah, so I always like watching Mo Salah play. So I want to just talk about a couple of interesting games coming up this week.
Yep.
Of course, for me, we've got England versus Ghana. That'll be
Right.
an interesting game for me, not probably for everyone else.
Right.
Colombia versus Congo would actually be a good game, I feel. Both teams are motoring along quite well. And then you've got Scotland versus Brazil.
Wow.
So,
So
of course, course, Scotland won their first game and then lost
Yep.
last week. Sorry, this previous game. So they have to somehow scrape in to get one of those third positions to move
Yes,
on.
we talked
All right.
about the ladders and the point system,
Yep.
and how they can. Um, sorry, I've just got to be conscious of. Yep.
Oh yeah,
You're
someone
gonna,
walking past.
yes, yes,
Yeah, and then we've got Japan versus Sweden. That'll be another interesting game.
right.
But of course, the big one that everyone here in Australia will be watching
Of course,
will be
Saturday coming up.
Paraguay versus Australia.
Yes,
I think the game's actually on Friday, the 26th at midday, Jerry, not on Saturday, from San
right.
Francisco.
Or
I'll just
maybe it's
check
our
that. But
time because they're all saying it's definitely Saturday, 11 o'clock Australian time.
oh, okay. Let me just if you can just sort of keep
Confirm
the
that.
listeners happy for a
Yes.
minute, I will Google
Look,
and
look.
find out when it is.
Can I just give SBS a plug in here, because the coverage by SBS Australia has been fantastic in that we've got, you can watch any game on demand replay. You've got the minis of 3 minutes. You've got the mediums. So thank you so much to SBS for doing the World Cup cover. Well
Yeah,
done.
I like yeah, I too congratulate SBS, though I'm tired of watching the same commercials every time for 4.5 time.
I did I
Um
did I didn't mind them when it came to specific chickens. Ching ching ching.
uh,
Yep.
so we've got yeah, I've Googled it here and it's got Paraguay versus Australia group stage group D on Friday the 26th at 12 p.m., which is 12 midday, isn't it not? Is
Yes.
it not?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
it's Friday the 26th.
right, okay.
Midday, you know what that means? A lot of people are either going to be calling in sick on Friday to work or going to be leaving early or having a long lunch at the pub.
I've got young grandchildren, and they're all saying, "Oh, grandfather, you're from that part of the world.
Yeah.
You're going to be watching." So everyone, even the kids at school, they're all embracing soccer, which is something, or football, which is
Okay, so
something to be proud of.
can I tell you
Yeah,
that Australia, if they win or they draw, that will get them finished second in the group.
right. Okay.
Okay, a loss will put them third. So if they finish second, they will play in Dallas against the second team in Group G.
Oh,
And
okay.
Group G is made up of Belgium, Iran, New Zealand, and Egypt. So my
Oh,
question is, who are you going to barrack for, Jerry, if
all
Australia
right.
have to play Egypt?
We had this last 4 years ago. Thank you, Sports Report Couch Analyst. Yes. Um, you know what? At the end of the day, they say you take on the country in which you live. Go Australia, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Okay, so already qualified for the second round. At the moment, when I looked at these, there was only three, but maybe some qualified this morning. I haven't looked at this morning's games yet.
Right.
Germany, Mexico, and the US have all already qualified for the next group stage.
Yep.
All right, now we must congratulate Cape Verde. They scored their first ever World Cup goal with their 2-2 draw with Uruguay. So that was good for them. And again, you know, I was talking earlier about how some of the small nations shouldn't be in there, you know, but you know, it's great
I
to
don't know where
see for
that
their
came from.
supporters.
Yeah, I don't know
Hey?
where that came from. That
But
was
yeah, it was very good that they got that. Now, remember last week I was talking about how do these small carrot like Cape Verdes of Africa, of Senegal, and
yeah.
you've got Curacao, which is a Caribbean island. Now, and I actually asked last week, where do they get all these players to get into the World Cup? They're small islands.
Mm.
And I didn't do a deep dive, but I just kind of asked AI the question. And like Cape Verde, 26, so 12 of their 26 players were born there, but have
Oh,
all gone off to play overseas.
yeah,
But
yeah.
14 of their squad have play in France, the US sort of, well, they play there, but they were also born overseas.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but they probably have they might have grandparents who qualify them to play there. And the same thing with Curacao, all of their players were born in the Netherlands. Yeah.
Right, okay. Just a quick summary before next week's report. And
Okay, so Spain and France are still the favourites to win the tournament.
right,
But as I've told you, watch out for the Netherlands, and the dark horses are Japan.
Japan. Yep, I'm right. I wrote that down, and now we've got Spain is included in there. But favoritely, you've marked down Japan.
Netherlands,
And
and then
Netherlands.
Japan's a dark horse.
No,
And can I say that I'll be moving on from Curacao?
Yeah.
Next week I might be somewhere else.
Where?
Somewhere else to watch the games. We'll just
Okay.
wait and see. We'll keep it a surprise.
All right. Well, till next week, we want to thank Adam Holden, and he's our 3WBC 94.1 FM Armchair Couch Reporter Sports Analyst. Thank you ever so much, and we'll talk next week, same time.
Okay, go Socceroos.
Absolutely. I support that. Thanks, Adam. Bye.
Bye.